live.
Hello, hello. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. We are live and in living color.
We are.
I don't see myself on the big screen. We are live.
We are.
The
Good
system
evening.
tells me we're live. We're live. We're live. So I don't know why I don't see myself, but
I see
how
you.
you
You're
doing,
there.
Kandi?
I'm doing well. Ready to get tonight's show started. Again, welcome to the Expect to Win Experience TV show, where we highlight student athletes and speak to special guests for advice and tips. Tonight's show is going to be a great one, and we're going to introduce our guests in just a minute. So, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Today was a great day, a wonderful day here in sunny Southern California, and I got a chance to watch a little bit of the Alabama and who did they play today?
They
Their
played
game.
University of Kentucky. Roll Tide.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what the final outcome was, but
Yeah,
you
I
know,
didn't see it. I didn't see the score either. It didn't show on our normal channel, so I have to check it out once
yeah.
we get done. I'm sure we won, of course.
Well, and you know, and if it's not the Trojans, I really don't care a whole lot. But
That's all right. Don't
it
worry
is
about it.
what
We
it
won.
is.
We won.
But we have an awesome show lined up, like Kandi said, and we're gonna be right back after this commercial break, and we're going to introduce you to our very, very, very special guest.
And we're back.
Right, and we're back. You know, Kandi, I guess tonight, uh, I spoke to his dad about 2 weeks ago, I guess it was, and
Hmm.
I was really impressed with a lot of the things his father had to say, and he was actually kind of hesitant about allowing his son to come on the
Hmm.
show because we are based in Los Angeles. and
Right. And
so
tonight's guest is not in LA or California. Yeah. We've got someone from
he's
the South.
he's not.
Close to me.
So Kandi, why don't you do the honors and tell everybody where he's from, and let's introduce him and bring him on.
Okay, well, tonight's guest is a freshman cornerback, Jaiden Spearman. He attends Hough High School in North Carolina. So shout out to the South. And he's going to come on tonight and tell us a little bit about his experience, his goals, and let's welcome none other than Jaiden Spearman. Hey, Jaiden.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Yes, hand claps. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Now, before we get into our conversation, Coach Thomas is going to show us the highlight of Jaiden in action.
Good.
All right. Impressive. Very impressive, Jaiden.
Let me say this, Jaiden. I tried some of that footwork. I need you to hear me when I say this. It didn't look like you.
Yeah, that must have taken a while.
Yeah, but I started to record it, but I didn't want Kandi to get on me. So, I said, well, maybe my time has passed. But
I still believe in you. I think you got this.
That's tough. It looks. So tell us about the training or the drills that you were doing in the video, for those who don't know.
I was doing drills from my defensive coach taught me. I forgot what the drills are called, but we do them like every training session. So it just helps you getting open and breaking on the ball.
Awesome. Well, it looks very challenging, but you do it very well. All right. So, Jaiden, tell us a little bit about how you got your start in football.
Well, my whole family's a big football family. My dad introduced me to football when I was 4, and that's where I started to love the game. So that's where I really started.
All right. Gotta love it. Football family. Do you play or do your family, are they involved in any other sports besides football, or is that just the main?
My sister plays soccer. We all run track too. I play a little lacrosse, basketball. Yeah,
All right. So you guys you're an athletic family. I love it. All right. So you're a freshman, right? Starting in Hough High School, and you guys haven't started your season yet due to COVID. How is that working out, or when is the season supposed to start?
Our season is we have our first game in February, or February.
February.
We're having workouts right now, but it's COVID's rising down here, so they postponed it to the 30th. That's when we start picking back up.
Mm-hmm.
But I do whatever I can to get better. I go to the gym about 2 times a day. Then I do DB work with my defensive coordinator, Chachi.
All right. Shout out to Chachi. That has to be challenging to think about your football season starting in February. I mean, it's cold and it's quite different to start your high school football career. What do you think about that? I mean, I guess it prepares you for the NFL playing in cold weather.
I gotta be comfortable in each weather I play in, because once I make it to the NFL, there's gonna be different weathers down there wherever
I like. There you go. Goal in mind. All right. So let's talk about your future for football. Do you want to play for college or pro? What does that look like for you?
I want to make it big time. Then after that, whenever I have my fame, I'm gonna do what my dad does. I plan to own my own agency to help people like me when I'm this age get to where I want to be when I'm older.
Okay, that's really dope. So your dad's an agent for the NFL or for college or for
the NFL. So
the NFL. Okay, that's awesome. So I'm sure he gives you a few tips along the way as well. That's awesome. All right, what college do you want to go to? What school?
Well, I still got a lot more high school left, but if I would say at college, I would probably want to go to Miami University.
Okay. University of Miami's good. I mean, you can always come to Bama. Your footwork looks amazing, so we'd love to have you. Okay.
Thank you.
Roll Tide. Coach, don't come in. Don't come in. We're talking about Alabama right now. Jaiden's ours. All right. Well, as far as aspirations or inspirations, who is your football great? Who do you look up to? Whose game do you love?
Well, my professional is probably like Richard Sherman
Mm-hmm.
because our playing styles alike. He started off as a wide receiver, so did I.
Mm-hmm.
Then he transitioned to cornerback, and he's long, smart like me. So that's probably what my playing style goes off of. And my inspiration to play the game is probably my older brother Ike. Um, he's taught me everything I know on top of the DB work. Um, yeah, so that's where I get my inspiration from.
That's awesome. Now, Ike plays football as well, right? Who does he play
Yeah,
for?
he's in the XFL right now. He had a run in with the Vikings, so that's dope.
All
But
right, yeah. Shout out to Big Bro Ike. Now you're coming through and you've got to create your own legacy. So do you have some sort of understated competition with your brother to try and be better than him?
yeah, I have big shoes to fill with them. I try to beat them in everything they do. My my right now competition is with my second oldest brother, Chris. You know, we everything's a competition between us. He's a cornerback too. He's committed to Princeton.
All
Um,
right.
so I'm gonna get a better college than he is.
All right. I know your parents have to be very proud of you guys. So
Yeah,
definitely keep succeeding.
yeah.
Let me ask you this question, Jaden, because like I said, I spoke with your dad, and I think the majority of the conversation was about family. How has your dad inspired you? What type of influence has he had on your life?
I would say family is important. First off, it's really important. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my family. My dad, he can be a pain sometimes, but we're a team. So I do what he wants. I do what he says because I know it's gonna help me in the beginning. I may not like it, but I have to do it to become great. That's what he's taught me.
That is awesome. All right. So what words of advice do you have to those coming after you who want to play football?
It's a really tough sport. You gotta love it. You have to love the game. You have to work at the game. You have to work really hard. You gotta love the pain, that burning you feel on your fourth set of lifting. You have to enjoy that pain. You want to feel it every time, because you know you're growing and you're becoming better.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, who are your rivals? Is there another athlete or another school that you just can't wait to play?
My probably any wide receiver that wants some of me.
Whoever's ready, come get it.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Well, we're going to take another commercial break, and we're going to bring in our pro, who is going to speak to Jaden and give him some words of inspiration and encouragement. So we will be right back in 60 seconds.
All right. And we are back. If you're just joining us, This is the Expect to Win Experience TV show. We have been talking to freshman cornerback Jaiden Spearman of Hough High School in North Carolina. Jaiden, before we wrap up and bring in our special guest, how can we contact you? What's your social media or contact information?
If you want to get at me, probably use my Twitter.
Okay.
It's Jaiden Spearman 2020.
All right, Jaiden. All right. So your Twitter, Jaiden Spearman 2020. All right, Coach, do we have any comments in our comment section so far?
So far, we do not have any comments right now.
Okay.
But I want to bring on our special pro guest tonight, I count it's an honor to have this brother with us tonight. He came out for you, Jaiden, and found out that he even has a connection to your family. And you know, he's a wide receiver coach, David D. Robinson. And when I looked at some of the people that this is a list of some of the people that he trains, that he trained and has trained: Antonio Brown, Emmanuel Sanders, Adrian Peterson, Jordan Reed, Des Bryant, Sterling Shepard, Corey Coleman. I mean, and the list just goes on and on
Don't
and
forget.
on.
Yes.
And all of these, you know, it's highly impressive, and it's an honor. To anything you want to add to that, Kandi?
I just want to throw in there that he has trained first round picks Calvin Ridley and Jerry Jeudy, and they attended University of Alabama. So I just want to throw that in there real quick. Shout out to Bama and Roll Tide.
That's what I get. So we're gonna have to when I bring him on, we're gonna find out, has he trained any Trojans? So
yeah,
ladies and gentlemen,
we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we bring because this Alabama stuff is anyway. Mr. David T. Robinson.
Welcome.
Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on?
Welcome.
That was quite an introduction, man.
A lot of great things in the works. Yeah, you've been hustling.
But before,
I've been grinding. I've been doing it since 2005.
Awesome.
Okay, but before we get started, how many Trojans have you trained?
Oh, you mean USC?
Yes.
See, he doesn't even know.
USC, I don't think
that's wrong.
Yeah.
Well,
you know what? I'm leaving.
I would like to know how many Bama players you have trained.
Now, a lot. Quite a few.
All right.
Yeah.
That is so wrong.
All right. And for those of you who don't know, I am in Alabama and a huge Bama fan. So this is right up my alley. Great.
Oh,
all right.
Good.
So, Mr. Robertson, will you tell us a little bit about your training, your sports and fitness training program, how it came about, and a little history?
Well, yeah. I played my college ball at the University of Oklahoma from 2002 to 2006. And then when I got done playing ball, I started training at my old high school, which was Kimball High School. And I was just helping out with the football program. They didn't really have an off-season program with their receivers. And I was just doing it for free, just helping them out. And then they started telling their buddies about it from different schools across the, Metroplex. And I looked up one day, and I had like 60 receivers out there, man, from all around the area. Yeah, it was crazy. So I had to turn it into a business. And I did it for like the first 6 months to a year. I wasn't even charging. I was just doing it because I had a passion for doing it. And that's when I decided I needed to turn it into a business. And a lot of those guys that I took back then from 2005 when I started, or 2006, those jokers made it to the NFL, went through college, made it to the NFL, and they just started telling their friends about it, and word of mouth just started spreading. So that's just how it was. Because when I started, there wasn't any social media. There wasn't Twitter,
Mm.
Instagram, or anything like that. They just had Facebook. So I really didn't have a lot of videos out or anything. So it was just straight word of mouth.
That's awesome. Now, where are you located? Where are your training facilities located?
Dallas, Texas.
Okay, so Dallas. So you're in South, so you're getting a lot of Southern players. All right, so Coach Thomas mentioned a lot of notable players, a lot that have come out in the first round. Who stands out to you? A couple of players, maybe who were a little knuckleheads at the beginning, or someone who gave you a tough time. But I'd like to hear a quick story about something interesting that happened in your training.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to the first rounders, one that's kind of standing out to me is Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown,
Mm-hmm.
For the Baltimore Ravens. Because when you see him, first meet him in person, he's not that big at all. He's very little. He's like 175, 180 pounds. And once you see him move, his feet, his footwork, and his hips, how elusive he is, and how well he transitions in and out of his cuts, it's like no other. So it's like he's small, but it's hard to catch him. So that's and another guy that was a first round pick who I have a good story on is Corey Coleman. When he first came out for the draft, how these guys have egos and things of that nature. When he first came down to Dallas to work with me, it was kind of hard to coach him up, because he was coming from having a red carpet laid out for him and not being able to be told, critiqued on his route running or things of that nature. And we kind of got into it one day at one of my sessions, and he was like, "Man," he was like, he said, "I'm out here training and stuff, and you're like, I'm making you look good and things like that, just started, yeah." So I had to kind of ring them in a little bit and let them know that, man, I've been doing this for a long time and I'm well connected. And in order to prolong your career, that, you're probably going to need me more than I need you. And look down years down the road, he ended up breaking his thumb, tearing his ACL. And he's always, contacting me now till this day, every off season to get better. And he's grown up a lot, matured a lot, weeded out his crowd, made his circle smaller. I'm just glad that he got another opportunity with the New York Giants.
Well, that's awesome. All right. Well, speaking of the knuckleheads, what makes a good trainee? What makes the perfect athlete to come in, I guess, and to receive your services? What makes it easy for you?
You were breaking up. I didn't hear the question.
What makes the perfect or ideal trainee? So an athlete coming in, what would they need to do to be ready to learn or prepared, or what makes it easy on you?
Well, just loving the work, loving the grind, and loving to get better, and being open, to learning different techniques, being open to learning different tricks of the trade when it comes to your route running, because once you've been taught something for so long, whatever university you went to, once you get to the NFL, they're gonna want you to run routes and things the way that they do it on that level. So it's a hard transition, and it's a hard pill to swallow when you're All-American, all-conference player, and you're walking into a building where a trainer that's trying to critique and break your game down, and get ready for just like the NBA. You used to shooting a certain way. Now you're playing against bigger, taller guys. You got to get your shot off quicker. So you got to change your shot. So you got to alternate how you break down and things like that with your footwork, so you can get in and out your breaks quicker. So it's a learning curve for them. So what they would have to have is just an open mind and work ethic. That's what they're gonna have to have.
Okay, sounds good. So those Jaiden, those of you coming in, take heed to that for sure. So what does a typical training session look like?
Well, what we do is we go through like 10 to 15 minutes of straight ball drills. I work on every kid, the tracking the ball from every angle, coming at them, coming right at me, over the shoulder, rolling your neck, ball going straight over your head. And then after we do the different ball drills, we do like maybe 20 or 30 minutes so of technical work. Working a lot of breaking down 45-degree angle cuts, 90-degree angle cuts. And then we'll transition to our release phase. We work on releases, different type of releases where you're working on getting off the press from the defender, and then at the end we run routes. So
Mm-hmm.
it'll probably be like a 70-minute workout. You know, at the end we run routes at the end. I usually have quarterbacks out there throwing for me. So that's a typical segment, you know, of how the workout is laid out.
Okay. Okay, cool. Jaiden, do you have any questions for Mr. Robinson?
First off, I just want to say, I heard a lot about you. You actually trained one of my cousins, Justin Kimber, and I trained with
Oh,
one of your
okay.
I trained with
That's
your
crazy.
partner, Clay Mack, down when we went to go visit my other cousin Jalen Kimber in Dallas.
Yeah,
So
yeah, he works with Clay Mack.
yeah, I really appreciate you coming on here and yeah.
Man, I didn't. It's a small world. I didn't know that Kimber was your cousin. I was with Kimber last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He's going to University of Louisiana Monroe,
Yeah.
and he moved down here. I believe from Chicago. Yeah, he moved down here from Chicago, and so he's only been with me for like 2 years. And you know, his mom, you know, she just raves about how they don't get any technical training or anything like that where they're from. And you know, he's came a long way, man. I'm very proud of him. He's received multiple scholarship offers. When he first came down here, no one knew about him. He didn't have any offers, didn't have any rankings or anything like that. But now, you know, he's developed and earned himself some money, got him a scholarship.
All right. Well, you have to be proud of your
D-Rock,
players.
D-Rock, what would you say to a young man or to Jaiden, you know, a young man his age? One thing I hear everybody that has been a guest, young person or professional, they've all said the same thing about liking the grind. You know,
Yeah.
I hear every football player says that, like, you got to like the grind. What advice would you give to a young man Jaiden's age?
You gotta fall in love, like they say, you gotta fall in love with practicing, Jay. Especially as a receiver. You know, as a wideout, we always want the ball pretty much every time it's thrown, every play pretty much. You know, and at practice, of course, every ball doesn't go to you, and you're gonna have those dog days where you're sore, your hamstring, a growing sore. You don't really feel like getting out there doing it. But you got to really learn to be elite and consistent every single day. Because if you're trying to do this for a living, if you make it to the NFL, you got to remember you only play in the game once a week, but you're practicing pretty much every day. So that they're paying you. That's what they're paying you to do. Practice. The game should be free.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not consistent, bringing it, being a dog every day at practice, you're not gonna get that fat check. So that's what I really would preach to advise. You know, just fall in love with meetings, fall in love with watching the film, fall in love with breaking down the film, getting better at your position, just being a sponge of it. Because you're gonna really find out once you get to college and in the NFL if you love it or not. Because that's all you do is eat, sleep, and drink football.
All right, that's awesome. Now you mentioned one of the players, I believe it was Corey, that keeps in touch with you and comes back to train. Do any of the other players come back and train once they've made it to the NFL and give words of advice to some of the other trainees that are coming up?
Oh yeah, mostly pretty much all of them do. Miko Hardman, I got him ready for the draft a few years ago. He comes back and sees me every off season and talks to the up and coming draft class, or or the college guys that's still in college. Rashard Higgins, with the Cleveland Browns. You know, he's been with me since middle
Mm-hmm.
school, 8th grade.
Oh,
So
wow.
he comes back home every off season. So pretty much all of them, man. The group they usually come down here in January, and it's usually like 30 to 50 of them. You know, they come in, so I got to split the groups up, but it's a lot of them. They come back.
Well, that's awesome. Well, we'd love for you to send some of them our way to chat with the up and coming student athletes. And I do want to put in a quick
Yeah.
request. I mentioned on one of our older shows or one of our first shows, of course, I'm a Bama fan, but I've been following Calvin Ridley since he was at Bama. So I'd love if you can send him our way just for my own personal interview.
Who'd you say? Jerry Judy or Calvin Ridley? Who'd you say?
Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley. Okay. I'm working on
Yes,
that for you.
please. If you would, send him through one quick time. Yeah, he's with the Falcons, and I've been
And I
following his
also work
game.
with and I also work with Cam Sims too.
All right.
You know,
We'll send them all.
Cam Sims has been breaking out too. He plays for the Redskins. He's been having a pretty good season these past few weeks. So they've been getting the ball. He's gonna break out. He's gonna be the next one.
I love it. That would be awesome. So I can wear my Bama shirt and everything. And Coach Thomas, he can hate on me. It's fine.
You know, let me ask you this question, D-Rob, and I mean this in all seriousness. People you work with really need to train, correct?
Right.
They need the training when they come to you, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah, they need. I mean, a lot of guys that are sent to me. Go ahead.
Kandi know where I'm going with this. So Kandi know where I'm going with this. You said they need the training, so maybe it's just a chance Trojan players don't need as much training as Alabama.
Oh, it's fine. You know what makes Bama players so great is the fact that they train hard. Okay, so you may not need it. That's fine.
That. That's good. That was a good one.
That is fine. We train to be great.
Well,
That's fine.
I will say this. When I was at Oklahoma, we did beat Alabama.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So that's when Alabama had Mike Schuler. Though.
Okay.
They had Mike Schuler. He was the head coach, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll take it. But we're great. We're moving on. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with another special guest.
Okay.
All right, and we are back. Welcome to the Expect to Win TV show, Expect to Win Experience TV show. If you're just joining us, we've been talking with freshman cornerback Jaiden Spearman of Hough High School in North Carolina and David D-Rob Robinson, President and CEO of D-Rob Sports Fitness and Training. And Coach Thomas, we've got another special guest that wants to pop in, right?
Yes, we do. D-Rob, we know you. We thank you, man, for being here. If you have to go, we understand. But thank you so much for being here, man. Like I said, I'm honored as well. I know Kandi is, and welcome to the Expect to Win family. You got an Expect to Win hoodie coming your way, so you can wear that when you train. You know, all of those.
Oh yeah.
Alabama players that need it.
Oh, so, wait a minute.
Thank you.
That's fine. Oh, one last thing. How can we contact you? How can we contact you? One last thing.
You can contact me on my website, drobalwaysopen.com. My Twitter, drobalwaysopen with the Z, and my Instagram, drobalwaysopen.
All right. Once again, thank you for coming on.
All right.
I appreciate you guys for having me.
Good luck, Jay. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we're about to wrap up the show tonight, but we do have another special guest, somebody that wanted to come on and give you some words of advice, Jaiden, and somebody that actually said they're very, very proud of you. So we want to introduce and welcome to the Expect to Win. You don't know who it is, do you, Jaiden? You look like you wonder who you talking about. All right, we're going to bring on the special guest. He's somebody that that is extremely proud of you. And we want to introduce to the Expect to Win Experience family, another superstar from the Spearman family, Mr. Ike Spearman, Jaiden's big brother.
Welcome, big bro.
You surprised?
Yeah. I was not expecting that.
Oh man, Kandi and Coach Thomas. Thank you guys for having.
Of course. Thank you for coming on. So, what do you want to share with Jaiden?
Well, me and Jaiden, we get our workouts in every day, so I know how hard he works firsthand, how much he cares about his craft, and how much he wants to be great. And Jaiden, I just want to know I'm proud of you, and that you just keep putting in the work you've been putting in, and you're gonna get everywhere you want to go.
That is awesome. Jaiden, how do you feel about that? Are you surprised?
Yeah, I thought it was the one special guest. I heard something about brother at the beginning. I was like, is Ike joining? But I love you, Ike. I love you, bro. But yeah.
Well, that is awesome. Well, we wish you both the best of luck. I mean, you both are playing in the league, or Jaiden headed in that direction. So stay safe. Definitely stay on your game and stay tuned.
For sure.
And Ike, we're gonna send you a Expect to Win hoodie also.
Oh, I love it. I can't wait to wear it.
All right. Well, we're gonna let you go, Ike. But thank you, man, for making this special for your brother and for us for coming on. And hopefully we'll have you back as a special guest real soon with somebody else.
Right. That's right.
For sure, it's a pleasure.
Well, Jaiden, how you feeling?
Good. This is probably my favorite interview.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, that's going to conclude our show, and we're going to let you sign off with us tonight, Jaiden. And we thank everyone for watching, and we are here live from Los Angeles, home of the USC Trojans, every Saturday.
Okay. While you're here, make sure you follow us on social media. Expect to Win Show. Yes. That's Instagram and Twitter as well. And follow Coach Thomas and I as well. Our information are on the pages too.
And subscribe. Yes, all over the place. You see it. Subscribe and ring the little bell. And we thank you for watching tonight and being a part of this very special program. Jaiden, don't forget about me and Kandi when you make it to the league.
That's right. Come back and talk to some more student athletes.
I will.
All right. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us tonight. I am Coach Thomas.
And I am Kandi Knight. And this is the Expect to Win Experience TV show. Have a good night.